Hey guys, what's happening? I got my E90 335i 2007 I'm working on here. My driver's side bulb, HID xenon bulb, thought it was the bulb, went out. And I went to go and I actually did replace it and it was still out. So that tells me it's probably the ballast. A quick way to check to see if it's the ballast is to remove the bumper, remove both sides headlights, grab the ballast that you know works, and swap it over to the bad side. And then if the bad side works, then you know it's the ballast. So I'm going to do a quick step-by-step on how to do that. Okay, first step in removing your front bumper is pop your hood, remove these guys here, and just pull right up on both sides. We got 4 Torx bolts, 1, 2, 3, 4. By the way, these are T30 Torx bolts. Remove the tire, which I've already done. If you can't do that, then you shouldn't be doing this yourself. And we're gonna get to this. Okay, I already took this off. As you can see, you stick a flathead in there and there, and you rotate that thing to be in this orientation so that it clears the fender, and then this will come out. Okay, and what we're gonna be getting to is this right here. There's a bolt in here, but to get there, we gotta remove this fender. The inner fender wall, which we got a nut here, we got one here, we got one here, and we got one here and there. And once we remove all those, this whole thing is just going to slide out, and that's going to give us access. Okay, by the way, those are all 8mm sockets, and I missed one right there underneath. That's the last one. They're all 8mm except that big guy right here, and that I imagine is a 10. Yeah, it's a 10. Okay, my bad again, guys. There's actually 2 underneath here, 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 and here, both 8mm. And I missed another one, guys. I'm off of it today. It was right here. I mean, it's kind of common sense. If it's not coming free, just see where it's attached, and if it's another bolt, remove it. Okay, so now we got this off here, and there is one wire that we have to disconnect right here. And you squeeze from the sides like this, and simply pull down. I need both hands though. Okay guys, we're on the right side now. It's exactly the same. We got one here, here, up here, right here, right here, and this one's a 10mm bolt. All the rest are 8mm. I'm sorry, this one's a 10mm nut. The rest are 8mm bolts. These 4 right here, you do not have to take off. And then we also have the 3 bolts underneath, which are, let's see here, right there, and then here, and here. And also don't forget to unattach this. Okay, now we're ready to remove the bumper, and there's 2 bolts, one right here, and then there should be one here. Mine doesn't actually have one, and that's kind of maybe why my bumper, you know, that shouldn't really be like that. So and I checked the other side's missing 2. You should have two bolts here and here. So this looks like just another 8mm. So I'm just gonna take one from the bottom, and yeah, the bottom cover of the car has like 20 bolts, and not all of those are needed, so just take 2 from there, and that's what I'm gonna do anyway. Hopefully yours are still there. Okay, next up is the bottom of the bumper. Oh, you got one here, you got one here, and just go down the line. One here. Okay, now we're on the left side of the car and removing this one. Like I said, you should also have another one there. I don't. Okay, I forgot about one thing. If you have the headlight washers, which come with the winter package, like my car has, then you're gonna have this is the headlight washer cover. You're gonna need to remove both of these covers before the bumper will come off. The way you do that, I got a little trim tool. You can use your fingers too if you need to. You just kind of pull this up. There's a lot of resistance. You just kind of pull it. Oopsie. Try to get this on camera here. I'm just gonna use my fingers here. So I'm pulling this back, and then I'm gonna want to grab this black thing here, and then you see how this just clips like that on both sides, and just unclip that, and then let the black washer retract back in and do the other side. Okay, I'm gonna try to get this in camera. One-handed, it might be a little difficult, but everything is disassembled, all the bolts. So what you do, you just start in one corner, you pry this up a little bit away, and as soon as you do that, you can kind of feel it release. And you might want to stick something in between here to protect your paint job, or just kind of tuck it under a little bit like that. And they're going to come to the other side, do the same thing. Okay, once you do that, you can feel it, the whole thing releases. You can grab it from up here, and the whole thing just kind of comes off. Now, don't drop it yet, don't pull it off, because you've got to unconnect your fog lights on each side, and once those are disconnected, then you're home free. You can pull it off. Okay, to remove the whole headlight assembly, we've got 5 T30 bolts, 1, 2, and then down here we've got 3, 4, and on the back side we also have one right here. Okay, since my car has the headlight washers, this thing kind of gets in the way, this whole tube assembly. I thought about trying to unclip the hose from these clamps and just kind of work it out, but I'm just gonna I figured out how to just take this off the headlight. That's the easiest option, so you can completely remove the headlight and just leave the washer assembly hanging there. And what you do, let's see here, right, I don't know if you can see that, yes, right there, there's a little clip on both sides, over here and then over here on the other side, where you just, push it up until it pops, and then as you can see, the whole thing just kind of slides out, and then we're free to pull this forward. Okay, I lied, there's one more thing we got to disconnect. There's this wire, you can see just right there, front and center, and it's just going to unclip on the side. I don't know if you can see that. There's a little depress. You just let me show you here. Right here, you just depress that, and there's one on the other side as well. So just depress both of those, and then this should pull right off. And one last thing, there's a little wire that's still kind of connected. As you can see, maybe. Okay, right there. It just pushes out. Just disconnect that, and I think it's also looped in there, and then you're home free. Okay, we're on the other side here, and it's a little more tricky. We've got these that we didn't have to deal with on the other side, but it's the headlight washer hose. Again, you only have to deal with this if your car has that, if it's equipped. So, you know, just unattach these, free up this assembly, and it'll pop out. Alright, this is what she should look like up to this point, guys. And now we're going to do a little bit of troubleshooting. We're going to take the left, or from my perspective, the left ballast, which is, I know, the good one because that HID works. We're going to swap it with the right ballast, the other ballast, and we're going to see if that works. Okay, so these are T20 bolts, 3 of them, 1, 2, 3, and then after those are removed, it just pops off, and then swap and test. Okay, I lied once again. This doesn't just plug in. On my E46, the ballast just kind of plugged in, but upon removing these bolts and pulling there, it's definitely not what I thought it was. So I'm guessing there's a couple plugs in here, in which case we're going to have to disassemble this, which is kind of fun. It's a heck of a lot easier off the car because you just got easy access to it. So a couple clips, we push on this one, we stick a little screwdriver all the way through there and pry up this end over that, and then that'll pop up. Same thing over here. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate real quick how to do this because I've read many tutorials and everybody says you push these. You don't push these. There is that big thing right here is going to prevent you from pushing this. I mean, you may be able to push this corner down, but it's not going to be enough force to be able to clear that. So what you do, you back up here, you just stick a little screwdriver through here. Screwdriver's in there, we pry, and it pops right off. See how easy that is. If you try to press that with your thumb, you're going to have a heck of a time. Same exact thing over here. In fact, this is probably a lot easier. You just stick your little screwdriver in there. Bam! Just like so. Very easy. Okay, as I suspected, we do have a couple plugs in here. This is, by the way, the cover is off. This is what's inside. So we got one there, we got one there. Okay, if you're having trouble, what I did, you can actually, if you look inside of here, the thicker plug here, you see how it's coiled inside? You can actually work it so the coil comes out, and then you can kind of look at everything from the outside, and you'll be able to see that the big one just pulls right out. There's nothing to that. The smaller one, I don't know if you can see that. You just depress that guy right there. Okay, guys, well, that's pretty much it. I went ahead and swapped ballasts, and it worked. The side that didn't work ended up working once I switched ballasts, which tells me that my the ballast that was over here was bad, so I got that ordered on eBay. There's a $65 aftermarket one that has a 4-year warranty. I'll post a link in the description, but that's where I bought mine. So hopefully that'll work out for me. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Everything else, you know, reverse order, and you should be able to figure it out pretty easily. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and please leave some good comments, subscribe. Appreciate it, guys. Good luck.